Hello everyone. Probably you know me, but if in case you don't know me, my name is Niemczuk and I'm a Polish concert pianist. And I made a lot of videos about Chopin's music, analysis of Chopin's music, and also some tutorials on Chopin's etudes. I'm still in the process of finishing them, all of them, 24. And today I'm here to talk about the trill, something very important for every pianist. And I decided to make this video because some of you wrote under my other video, I think it was about hand-on exercises, that he or she would love to have this video made for me about how to practice the trill. And indeed, it's actually a very important problem. The trill is something that appears in all the piano literature, starting from early Baroque and throughout all the piano history. And I read in some book many years ago that every pianist has to take care of his or her own trill, which means that we have to work our trills by ourselves. And this is true. It is not a natural thing. So if you think that, oh, you cannot play the trill and you are not bored with this so that you cannot, no, it's absolutely not. Today I will present you my ways of practicing the trill. Some are my original ideas, some are taken from my professors at the universities where I studied, some from books that I read in the past. I put everything together. So to really play the trill well, we have to first of all understand what it really is. Of course, everybody knows what trill is, right? That's the trill, and of course, so very fast playing of two notes next to each other. But is it really like that? If we think about the trill as a very fast repetition of one note, and in between of this note we have a repetition of another note, then it should be our starting point of practicing the trill, in my opinion. Because we should only focus on one voice at a time. If we have two hands and we play the lower voice and upper voice in another one, and we do it like that, right? Not together, but then we have a trill. And actually we can play this trill with two hands as fast as we can play one note, right? As we can play one note. So if we play with many fingers this repetition and we play it very fast and we make it in between, then we can have a very, very fast trill played with two hands. But this is very important because I think, as I said, it's a starting point of practicing the trill. Why? Because I strongly recommend to practice the trill starting from only one voice and learning how to play faster, only one note. Let's say we are practicing now the trill 2-1. Even though it's not the best fingering for the trill, but about fingering I talk a little bit later. But 2-1, so 2 and 1. Of course, we don't really use the finger movement. We use the wrist movement more. And this is the first thing that I would do. And then I would play them together, exactly. And then as fast as you can do it, that's how fast your trill later will be. So this is like a preparatory exercise for the trill, my suggestion. Then I recommend to start practicing trill from only two first notes. So only, and playing like this and just repeating and then from the thumb. So when you play those two notes, always focus on your elbow and be sure it's not tensed like a piece of wood, because it should be completely relaxed. Only fingers are working. When you are happy with this, you can proceed to the next note and you can play 3 of them. And I'm playing like this, then I make a stop, and during the stop I feel that it's absolutely relaxed. Relax, relax. You can even move. Of course, the same with the left hand, the same. And then from the thumb, so and you should try to play it as fast as you can. Well, 2 notes, to play fast 2 notes is not so hard, but if you spend one day only playing 2 notes and then the second day you add one more, that you should also maybe not have too many problems with playing 3 notes. When you are secure with 3 notes, you can try 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from the thumb. For this exercise, of course, you can use all the fingerings that you can possibly imagine and think of. Because we have, now let's talk about the fingering of the trill. We have 1, 2, 1, 3 can be. Theoretically can also be 1, 4 when we use the wrist movement. About this I will also talk later. But let's focus on 1, 3. Then we have 2, 3. Then we have 2, 4. 3, 4. 3, 5. And 4, 5. Something that everybody loves. 4, 5, of course, it's hardly ever used, but sometimes it is used. There are some composers, very wicked ones, that make it specially. Liszt, or for example Beethoven, or for sure you know more examples also. So you can choose the fingering and you can practice like this. The 4 notes, when you can play 4 notes, try to play 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from the thumb. And so on. As I said, you can use all the fingerings. So then after 5 you can try 6 and so on. When you can play more, then you should take the metronome. You should take the metronome because trill, well, there are 2 different types of trill. One trill is the trill that is exactly counted, like exactly in time. Then we need the metronome. And let me show you how to practice that with the metronome. I started from 100, so and stop, relax. If it's too slow for you, go to more. This is 130. And now what is important? Important is which note you count. I mean, which is the most important note? Is it second finger or the first finger? If it's second, you should start again from this kind of exercise. And then think about it when you play the trill. Pa, 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 pa. If you start from the thumb, from the lower note. And you know, if you are relaxed, you can trill like this for hours without feeling any pain. If you feel any pain in your hand, it means you're doing something wrong. Usually the elbow is not relaxed, so you have to move. You can also move. This is actually a fantastic exercise to move the elbow during playing the trill. So for many people, the problem is the thumb. The thumb, which is also tensed. The thumb should be relaxed. If the thumb is tense in your hand, you will never play the trill well using the thumb. Then for you maybe better would be to play 2-3 or 2-4. But of course the best would be to relax the thumb. You can relax the thumb using a second hand and just trying to move it up and down. You can just relax it like this, and you can also, of course, control it all the time when you trill. Now, the daily exercise of trills, which I strongly recommend to everybody, to all my students especially, and to all of you who are interested in trills. I'm doing it myself. Well, now maybe not every day, but there were years that I was doing it every single day. What is this exercise? Very, very simple. We will use all the combinations of fingers because we have to practice trills in all the combinations. But so we start from 1, 2, and now we play the minor second starting from C, going down, and we play it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I play 8 times C, so right, and after that I play the major second from C. So first CB, then CB flat, because of course we have to also trill on black keys. So we have 1 black, and then what I do, I go down chromatically. So now how this exercise looks in practical. Listen. Minor second, major second, minor second, major second, minor second, major second. You can move your elbow. Okay, and then left hand the same thing. 1, 2, right? And then you relax. You always have to do it hands separately, because when you trill like this for a long time, you might also feel pain a little here, especially when you are not used to this. So then you should start from shorter time of practicing this. Relax your hands, and then let's do another fingering, which is 3, 1. And maybe you wonder about the tempo. Tempo you should adjust to your own technique, your level of playing trill, and you should make it gradually faster. You can use metronome, you can just play without the metronome. What works better for you, but of course you should try to play as fast as possible. But with this exercise, to play extremely fast, it can be very tiring for the hand. But let's do, this was 3, 1. Now let's do 3, 2, because as I told before, that's then another combination. 3, 2. Let's try faster, okay? And as you can see, I'm relaxed. If you have really problem with this relaxation, you can practice like this. You can take your second hand here, take your leg here, put your elbow here down, so that it's completely, you're resting, just like as if it's a table. And then, whatever, using only fingers and a little bit of the wrist movement, of course, just practice. So that's how you practice. Then 3, 4, 2, 4, 2. Then 4, 3, 5, 3, and 5, 4. 5, 4 is fun. Of course, if you are a beginner, you will not be able to play so fast. You have to do it slower. Right hand, left hand. And that's all. And now the last most important thing that also you might wonder is whether we should trill only with using fingers, or the wrist, or maybe from here, or maybe from here. Well, all depends. There are many types and many kinds of playing the trill. many possibilities. All depends on the actual piece that you are playing. What do you want to achieve when you play the trill? So if we have the trill, which is very delicate on pedal and can sound like a kind of vibrato on a violin, then we definitely have to use only fingers. Right? When we have the trills in longer trills in Mozart classical music, or the trills that needs very good articulation, then I recommend to use, if it's very fast, in Mozart concerti, for example, Beethoven concerti, I recommend to use this kind of movement of the wrist. If you can imagine that when we use this kind of very fast, then we actually make a trill or a tremolo. So for this movement, I recommend to use fingers, not the neighbors, fingers that are a little bit farther from one another. For example, 1-3 or 2-4 or 3-5. And then when we do like this, we don't only depend on finger movement. We move fingers, of course, but we mostly move the whole hand here. And then the louder the trill has to be, the more of this part of the hand we are using. If we want to trill extremely loud, we can even start from something from here, because that's how we are doing it. So to conclude, start from a very small trill, relax your elbow, because this is the secret and this is the main enemy of playing the trill well. And try to think fast also, and try to think about only one note which you want to emphasize. Tam, pam, 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 pam. And then I recommend this exercise every day, and after 1 month you will see the difference. After 2 months, imagine 60 days in a row to practice like this. Of course, you don't have to practice all the combination of fingering immediately from the beginning. You can choose 2 or 3 which you are going to use in the pieces later. But practicing like this with the relaxed hand, I'm 100% sure that each one of you will have a new trill, a new experience, that your trill will have a new life, and you will put your trill to the very, very high level, which I wish you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching until here, and I invite you to watch my other videos if you like this one. Thank you, and bye-bye.